Thanks so much for joining me today as we explore the wonderful joy of drawing animals in graphite, based on my book, Draw Animals in Nature. This is not about drawing animals in portrait form. I will show you much, much more. I'm going to demonstrate for you how to place the animals in their natural environment through realistic nature drawing. We will cover a variety of things, such as skies, trees, leaves, and water. We'll also cover different types of animal fur, markings, and texture. Because it is so very, very dark here, the light off the back of the deer shows up. It illuminates the light edge on him and makes him have dimension. Then when you come in to draw the deer, you use the same process as we did with the blending technique, and we leave a little bit of light there for reflective light and start showing the contours and curves of his body. And then I'll go ahead and blend it. But right here you can see how that's already looking three-dimensional just by having the dark behind him and that shadow edge. You can see how important form is to creating things. And here, if you look at the photo, his foot is light against dark. And then over here, when you look at his belly is dark against light. So as you're studying your photo references, ask yourself about the edges and analyze each one as you go. Is it dark over light or light over dark? Sometimes the same surface will change and be both. So it takes a lot of observation to create realism. Whenever I draw a living thing, I start with what is called the triangle of features, which is eyes, nose, and mouth. It makes a little triangle like this. Let's go over to this one and let me show you how I get started on the eyes. The eyes are very important in an animal because we have a tendency to humanize them. You don't want to do that. On an animal, you don't see the white of the eye or the sclera like you do on people, yet I'll come over and check someone's drawing and I'll see white around the eye because their brain is telling them the eye has white because they're used to looking at their own. This is where observation is so very important. And you can see on these animals that they've got dark around their eye. This one in particular, it's very, very dark. And the eye itself, all you see are the pupil and the iris, which is usually a shade of brown. In black and white, it'll just look like a dark gray. You see how I start by putting the dark around the eye, and now I'm going to shade the iris, and that smoothness will make it look shiny. I'm going to go in and I'm going to deepen the pupil because that gives you the gaze of the eye or the direction that it's looking. And then I'm going to take my kneadable eraser and I'm just going to pull a little bit of light, which is called a catch light, and that makes the eye look shiny. You can really see it in this example. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put a little rim of light around the iris like that. Can you see how shiny that eye is starting to look? You don't want it to have like cross-hatching or sketchy lines in there. This is very smooth and glassy, and this blending is what makes it look like that. Now coming up here, let's do a little bit on the tail, because that's kind of a problem area for some. I'm putting in some dark patterns, paying attention to the fur direction, of course. But these pencil lines are much more distinct. Can you see that? Because in the photo, the fur is much more distinct here, and it's a little bit longer. So you want to make sure that the pencil strokes that you're putting down correctly represent the area in which you're drawing. Then I can add some light areas with the eraser, and I will blend it to make sure that the white of the paper is gone. And then lift the light, and this will make the light look like it's on the outer surface, not like you're looking through to behind.